Hello and welcome to the New School Leader, where we're committed to helping new and aspiring school administrators take the next step in their leadership journey. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 components of transformational leadership that every school administrator needs to be aware of, and we're going to take a real quick look at how those might be applied in our buildings. Let's go ahead and get started. So before we jump into the 4 components, I just want to give you a little background about where the idea came from. This is not original to me by any means. Last week I was writing a paper for one of my doctoral courses, and I was reading through this book. And in there was an article about transformational leadership, and as I read it, I thought it would be great to share here on the New School Leader because I think it's super relevant. So I will link up the book in the show notes, and I'll also put a citation to the exact article. So if you're super nerdy like me and you want to dive in and do a deeper dive later, that information will be there. So now let's go ahead and jump into component number 1. The first component of transformational leadership is what the authors refer to as idealized influence. And what that means is that transformational leaders work in a way that allows them to become role models for the people that they serve. They're trusted, they're admired, they're respected, and this is usually all due to the fact that they're consistent, they're determined, they're solutions focused, and they have a collective sense of mission. Probably more important than anything else, though, is transformational leaders can be trusted to do the right thing because they have a strong moral compass. We've probably all worked for leaders that we look up to or that we even want to be like. And I think as school leaders, that's super important for us to keep those in our mind as we're working in our building and we're serving our teachers, because we want to be those kind of leaders for our people. The second component of transformational leadership is what the authors refer to as inspirational motivation. And what this means is that transformational leaders motivate and inspire their people by helping them find meaning in their work. They're enthusiastic, they're optimistic, they rally everyone around a shared vision and a shared purpose, and they challenge everyone in their organization to meet and exceed a set of high expectations. So what does this look like in our buildings? Well, are we bringing the juice every day? Are we enthusiastic? Are we optimistic about the work? Even right now in pandemic times where things are just crazy on a day-to-day basis, are we still optimistic about what we're doing at school? Are we helping our staff rally behind a shared mission and a shared purpose? And does that shared mission motivate people to set high expectations for themselves and for the people that they work with? And are we creating a culture that allows that to happen and allows us to hold one another accountable from the inside out? One of our biggest jobs as school leaders is to create a culture that inspires and motivates people to engage in that kind of work. The third component of transformational leadership is what the authors refer to as intellectual stimulation. What this means is that transformational leaders motivate their people to be creative, to be innovative, to reframe problems, to look at old situations in new ways. So what does this look like in our buildings? So are we creating a safe space for our teachers to try new things? Are we giving them the time and the resources that they need to develop their ideas? Our teachers have some phenomenal ideas all across the country. A lot of times those ideas get left on the cutting room floor, though, because I think for one of 2 main reasons. There's probably more. But the first reason, I think, is a lot of teachers, they don't know how their administrator is going to respond if they try something new and it flops. And the other thing is they just don't have the time to develop these incredible ideas. So my question to you then, new leader, is what are you going to do to ensure that your teachers feel safe to create, to take risks, to be innovative? How are you going to create that environment, that culture in your school? And the other thing I'm going to ask is, what creative ways can you come up with to find time for your teachers to collaborate with their peers and to put that deep work into it, that deep thinking that they need to be able to create these ideas so that our students can benefit from them in their classrooms? So the fourth component of transformational leadership is what the authors refer to as individualized consideration. And what this means is that transformational leaders pay attention to the individual needs of the people that they serve. They work to understand what their teachers' goals are, and then they try to coach and mentor them to help them reach those goals. The interactions that transformational leaders have with their teachers are individualized, they're personalized. They're aware of the individual concerns that their teachers have, and they look at every one of their teachers as a whole person and not just an employee. We talked before in another video about the importance of building relationships. We've talked before about the importance of individualizing feedback to teachers, but I think this idea takes it just a step further. I think it emphasizes how important it is for us to get to know our people on an individual level. And I think it emphasizes how important it is for us to treat each teacher as an individual human, as a whole person, and not just as another cog in the educational wheel. So my challenge to you, new school leaders, to find creative ways to make that happen on your campus. And that leads us to today's question of the day, which is, after watching this video, what is one idea that you came up with that would help you implement one of these 4 components of transformational leadership on your campus? Well, that was a really quick one this week. I hope that you found some value in that. If you did, we'd love it if you would hit the like button, if you would subscribe to the channel. That tells YouTube that this is valuable to people and that more people need to see it, and they'll put it out in front of people that need it. So thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it, and we've got more stuff coming in the next few weeks. We'll see you next time.